Hey everybody, today I want to share with you how I use Buddhism and practice of meditation to have a deeper self-awareness. And then I'm going to share a second story to support what I realized and how rewarding it felt when I came to the realization of myself on problems. So today I'm in my semi new car. I bought it about 2 months ago, and when I first bought the car, and I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy about the car, and I didn't know why. It took me literally a month through deep meditation. I wouldn't say deep. It was just semi-deep. It was just spending about 10 minutes a day in the morning after I do my workouts, and I'm sitting there and I'm meditating, closing my eyes, doing my breathing, just allowing my thoughts to flow, but continue to ask those questions to me to cue in to myself the question of, why am I not happy? Why am I not happy? I got this new car, the car I wanted for a long time. I even got a new apartment, and why wasn't I happy? Everyone was excited for me, I believe. Everyone was saying congratulations. Everyone was saying, you deserve it. You work so hard. And I'll tell you exactly what happened. I came across an epiphany. I believe it's an epiphany. That I wasn't happy because there was some preconditionings in my brain. Growing up as a child, I come from a pretty, poor family. And growing up, I heard from many, many people, money doesn't buy happiness. And it is true, okay? Because money is just a tool. I'm not going to get into that. And I hear that, only bad people have a lot of money, or rich people are evil. And at the same time, I remember one thing I did. I remember just one thing I always did. Just seeing my dad grow up. He didn't have a lot of money. He worked for the family business, and he didn't make much. And my dad, I was always getting my dad a birthday gift. I was always getting him a birthday gift. And every year I got him a birthday gift with my own earned money, having my first job at 16. And I remember very clearly, he would say every year, son, don't buy me anything, save your money. This is a waste of money. Don't buy me this. Don't buy me this. Don't buy me that. Don't buy me so-and-so. And hearing him grow up and preach about money, being around him and him talking about money is basically, it's not important, and you don't need it, and so many other things. I'm sure you've been around those types of people, the loved ones, the people that we love that don't have a lot of money, and they try to teach you about money. So I realized at the end of the day, when I was meditating, after that month, I was like, I know why I'm not happy or excited to have this car or any of that, okay? Any excitement. And it's because I'm preconditioned to believe that money is bad. And it's so subliminal. We don't realize it. It's so subliminal. It's so deep rooted into our subconscious memory bank that when we go through life, pretend you go through a day of life, and then why do you feel sad and why do you feel happy? And it's because we're taught that whatever you encountered, those things are bad. So when you see it, you feel bad. And if you did have a good positive experience with that because your parents' upbringing preconditioned you that is good, and now when you see that and you go and you feel great about it because that is good, because it's so subliminal and it's so subconscious, and it's so deep into our grain that we actually 95% of the times we don't know why we feel, you know. So through meditation, this allowed me to seep so much deeper to understand why we feel the way we feel and why we make the decisions we make, you know. And you're probably asking why right now. Hey, why did you buy this car if you knew it was bad? Good question. I came across a video by a video mentor that I watch a lot of videos and a lot of audiobooks. So Dan Lok had you should check his channel out, DANLOK. He's a Canadian millionaire who came from nothing, broken family, poor family, had to make something of himself, of his own for his mother, because parents divorced and mom didn't have money. So anyways, he came out with a video that was called The Fear of Success. And I was like, what the hell does that even mean? Who's afraid of success? So I out of my curiosity, I had to watch it. And sure enough, that video said two things that resonated with me so much that I realized, yeah, I do have those problems. And we don't realize it, just like what I just told you right now. I don't realize why I wasn't happy when I bought this car. I realized why I wasn't happy when I got this expensive apartment. And it's not to show off or anything. It was more of a social experiment for myself. Plus, I like the car, obviously. So he said one thing in the video. The first thing he said that made me really think about my life and my upbringings and the way I was brought up with my parents and friends and family and social circle and whatever the social circle is, okay? He says, number one, we're afraid to lose what we achieve. So we don't strive higher. We're afraid that it works now and it may not work later, and we're afraid to lose it. We're afraid that we can't afford it. And we then, in judgment of ourselves, we assume other people are going to think bad of us. Oh, this guy didn't make it. You know, he bought this car and now he can't afford it, right? Or he got this new office and now he can't afford it because it's a 2-year lease or 3-year lease or 10-year lease or whatever the case may be. The commitment that scares us. And so I had to think about that. That's number one. And number two, he said something that made me really think. He says, you know, we're so comfortable we're so comfortable suffering that it only makes sense to us. We're so comfortable living paycheck to paycheck that it's normal to us, that if we have too much money all at once, we feel like we don't deserve it, so we kind of almost self-sabotage it. And yes, that's very true. You may not agree, but when you spend more time self-analyzing yourself and obviously you have to be realistic and you know, practical, you start to realize, wow, yeah, I did suffer the last 32 years of my life, because I'm 33 now, 32 years of my life, and that's all I know. All I know is suffering. All I know is paycheck to paycheck. All I know is hard work. So if I don't work hard, the brain feels I don't deserve it, right? And it's actually not true. Well, it's true in your world at that moment, because that's what you've been conditioned to believe. So very subliminally, your brain just has a base slate of that, okay? So I highly encourage you to, you know, seek out Buddhism more, and using that to go deeper within yourself to figure yourself out, because frustration is caused by the unknown. Frustration and suffering is caused by the you know, your curiosity, and you're not allowing your curiosity to go further to learn something, so you have enlightenment, okay? And that's what life is about, you know. We should always continue to seek higher, to teach ourselves new things. I believe I should be a lifelong learner. I don't believe in just going to college for 4, 6, 10 years and then not picking up another book from there. Mark Cuban said it best. He says, college just teaches you how to teach yourself. So when you leave college, when you graduate, you can teach yourself new things. But we know not many people do that, because statistics shows that 42% of Americans, after they graduate college, don't pick up another book. They never read another book. Statistics shows that, 42%. So anyhow, I don't want to go on a rant because I can. It's to be a lifelong learner, to constantly seek new knowledge, to constantly learn new things, to constantly go after your curiosity. Whatever it is you have anything curious about, write it down. Spend a week. Wake up every morning. Watch videos on it. Seek out mentors. If you can't find mentors, seek out videos and books that can teach you those subjects, because your brain is curious for a reason. The curiosity, the emotion of curiosity is your brain telling you, hey, go learn this because I want to do it. Your brain is trying to tell you it wants to do it. Your brain doesn't have the arms and legs. You have the arms and legs. So you have to consciously go use your hands, drive to the bookstore, buy the book, pay out of your own pocket money, and all this jazz. So go and seek out and learn. And Buddhism has taught me a wealth of things. It's gave me a strong foundation on how to learn about ourselves more. And you know, I'm going to rant here, but Seth Godin said it best. He says, those who knows people best win. And Jay-Z in conjunction says, he said, he was being interviewed by Howard Stern. Howard Stern asked him, are you a genius? Jay-Z says, no, I'm not a genius. He goes, how did you accumulate your success? Jay-Z said, you know, because I was interested in myself. All I ever interested was in myself. I wanted to learn about myself. And I stayed in my own lane. No matter what people did, I just dug deeper. You know, I was curious about myself. So he learned about himself. And the answers are always in us, they say. And when we learn about ourselves, we learn about the world, right? So, you know, I know I'm going on a rant. I'm going a little off subject. But all these sort of rootedly connect. So I hope this video helps you guys out. If you guys have any questions, leave it below. I wish I could. I'm here to deliver this message, to help people understand themselves more through meditation, utilizing the platform of Buddhism to learn about ourselves and figure ourselves out, because we're such complex animals that if we don't take the time to learn about ourselves, we're going to be a ball of knot at the end of the years, at the end of our life cycles, and towards our midlife, you know. So we don't want our lives to be like that. We're obviously growing older to figure ways out to have a better future.